And I'll give this to you, Amanda. Hello, everybody. Hey. We've got an amazing guest tonight coming on in just a little bit. I'm going to do a little bit of singing. Of course, Hank will be with us in just a little bit later. But I want to share this on my other page. Welcome, everybody. It's a great day. It's a great day. So I'm really excited about what we got happening tonight. Please share it. Please click share, everybody. Click share. Bring this down just a little bit. Let's see if I can bring it up. Just a little bit, maybe. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. Hello, everybody. I got rid of the comments, because, yeah. Hello. Micah will be on in just a few minutes. He's from St. Louis. And he's got some insight to share. One reason why we're doing all this is to expose the JMMI cult and David E. Taylor, things that he's been doing for over 18 years. And so enough is enough. I'm sounding the alarm. We want women to be set free. We want everyone to be set free. People that that have been mind controlled by this man. He's a narcissist, he's a sociopath, on and on and on. And so we are sounding the alarm, been sounding the alarm since about December 25th or 6th. I've been interviewing people that's been in the cult, no longer in the cult, people that had associations with this cult, and so we're just, I mean, every day, it's just blowing my mind how God is moving. God is moving and God is exposing. What has just been amazing, and I'm going to sing in just a second, what's been amazing is that when one thing in someone's life is exposed, then this in the last 24 hours, several other things in this man's life has been exposed. And I'm not free to talk about it. But I'm just telling you something. It is just... it has just been absolutely how God, when you know that you know what God has assigned you to do, and it's just when you know that you know, and even when other people say, Vicki, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? When you know that the hand of God is on you, and when you're speaking truth, and you're standing up for righteousness, and you know what you're saying is right, and this foolishness and this wickedness has got to stop. I mean, it gives you the strength and the boldness. And we got to pray that God will open the eyes of some of these people that's in the cult. Because, as soon as I began to question David E. Taylor about other women, they did a mass thing throughout their movement, block and delete Vicki, she's a traitor. And so I had heard that word traitor while I was in it. While I was dating David, I heard the word traitor a lot. He's a traitor, she's a traitor. And I always thought it was because they didn't believe in the face-to-face movement. They believe you can't see Jesus in the lips. So I always thought that's what the traitors were. But now that I'm a traitor, I have realized that a traitor is someone who will stand up for righteousness, and someone that will say, you know what? You having all these women, that ain't right. Telling all these women, all your spiritual daughters, that they're going to be your wife and you're sleeping with them all. When you stand up for righteousness in this movement, you are called a traitor, and they will block and delete you. That's what happened to me. And so that's why I'm sounding the alarm, when I can. I have one girl right now. She's got the cover of David E. Taylor, and she's, and I have been dealing with her in the last 24 hours, and guess what? She's about to block and delete everybody. I sent her pictures, I sent her screenshots, I sent her the word, I sent her all kinds of stuff, and she's walking away from that cult, and I give God all the glory. If we could just save one a day, I'll be so happy. And we are sounding the alarm. Enough is enough. It is not right. It is not right that this man is taking your money. Ladies, he's taking your money. And when he's done with you and you're broke, I have talked to more women where they don't have a home anymore. They don't have a car. They're homeless. One lady gave $3,000 a few weeks ago, and they kicked her out, I guess, from what my story is. And she's homeless now. Gave her last dime. They're all about your money. He's all about getting your money. And let me just tell you something. I'm going to sing a song before our guest Micah comes on. But I want to tell you something, that what he does, hello Slater, hello, what he does is if you're in the movement or you've been out and you relate to this. When I was there, one thing that he does is he puts an unattainable goal. Like, okay, we're going to build this stadium to seat 100,000 in St. Louis, Missouri, okay? But we need 400 million to build it, okay? So now he's telling, give. And so everybody's giving this money, but you don't see anything happening. You know, you see these homes and these cars, and he's just, you know, of course now we know he's got all these women that he's, you know, taking care of them, flying them in and doing different things with them. So, but it's an unattainable goal, and that's a trick. That's a trick that they do. Some people in ministry do this, and it's not right and it's wrong. I've heard of ministries years ago, they'll plan a big missions trip. We're going to go to Africa and get all this money, and then they don't go, but they get all this money because when you show a picture of children that are weeping and crying and hungry, they can get money from you. Stop with the gimmicks, okay? That's got to stop, and that's what David E. Taylor does. He has these, allegedly, but I was there and I've seen him do it. These big goals. I need 400 million to build this stadium. Let me tell y'all something. David E. Taylor needs to put a sign, which I told him this, on top of JMMI that says arena. Arena, right there. That's the biggest place you're going to ever get. And then, as far as stop trying to schedule, places and arenas around the country, you need to start renting out high school auditoriums, okay? That's going to be your best bet, okay? Because nobody's going to come to your meetings. You're going to have, like I told somebody, he says, when all this dies down and if you're still free to roam around this country, you will probably have your core, you guys know what I'm talking about, 100, 150 people. They're going to follow this man no matter what. I mean, you can show them black and white. You can tell them they're so brainwashed. You're going to have that. Shamika, Shamika's gone. Bye, Shamika. But anyway, so you're going to have your brainwashed 100, 150 people that's going to follow you. That's just typical. That's what usually happens, things like this. So he will have a following. Yes, he will, because you have people that are just brainwashed, and I can tell them this is hot pink, but David E. Taylor will tell them that this is purple or this is black. Well, I know I see hot pink, but David E. Taylor says it's black, so it's black. So you've got some people like that that's just not going to get out of it. I mean, they're brainwashed and they whatever, because the way David talks about it, you cannot have the keys to the kingdom unless you go through him. Okay, so he's cultish. It is. I say it's a cult, but so many things that he does. For instance, if you leave JMMI or leave the movement, they will tell you you're going to die of cancer, you're going to have this happen to you, and that is the number one red flag about a cult. A cult is when you leave. If you ever think you've been in a cult, when you leave, they tell you that bad things will happen to you. Since I've been away from JMMI cult and David E. Taylor, I have studied on cults. I'm still studying on cults. I've watched the Jim Jones documentary over and over and over again. David E. Taylor and Jim Jones are the same, identical. David walks with the glasses. David's got sex with women. David is so, his staff lives poorly. He hey, Tony Porter. That's my man. We talked today. Tony. Mm-hmm. And we won't say any more about that, but I like that Tony Porter. Tony, say hi to me. I see you just getting on here, Tony Porter. I'm giving you a shout out to Tony Porter. That's the man right there. That's the man right there, Tony Porter. Everybody say Tony Porter. Okay, I gave you a shout out. You didn't ask for it, but there you got it. I talked to him a long time today, and he used to be a part of that cult, but he's no longer. So good to see you on here, Tony Porter. So anyway, so that's what we're doing. We're exposing JMMI. We're exposing David E. Taylor and this cult and the wickedness and things that David E. Taylor has gotten by with for 18 years. No longer. It's not. No, enough is enough. Your gig is up, dude. It's up. Talk to women today. Talk to women almost every day that you've lied to. And I hope you're watching, but you've lied to these women. And no. They might not have spoken out about you, but I am. I am sounding the alarm. I am their voice. I am their Esther. I am their Moses. And you know what? We're setting them free. Set the women right now that you are you're talking to right now, and you're telling them that they're going to be your wife and that they're beautiful, and you send them all those nasty, nasty inboxes on Facebook that I can, I got hundreds of them on my phone that I had to screenshot. Tell them that you're lying. Tell them that they're not. Let's set them free. Let them go and enjoy their life. You're a narcissist, you're a sociopath, and I could go on, and you're going to be stopped. You're going to be stopped. One way or another, you're going to stop. In the name of Jesus. It is done. It is over. Your time is up. And the truth is out. And that's what I'm about. I'm about setting women free. I'm about, I got to do a conference that says, women, thou art free.
Yes.
Women, thou art free. You know what? I was talking to somebody, and they said, Vicki, he would just text me, and I know how I felt when he would text me. He'd text you something that was just so believable, and it'll help you go throughout the day. And then you get another one the next day. That's what he did to most of these women, because a lot of these women, he don't live by them. He keeps them far away. And so, what about, I shared my whole life with him. And now to know that he's doing this with, all these women, and you said there were 60 women, names of 60 women in St. Louis 10 years ago, and he's got women all over the country thinking that they're going to be his wife, and it's just crazy. You know what? I was sitting here thinking the other day, how in the world did I get caught up in this wicked web? I mean, why me, God? Why didn't somebody inbox me and say, Vicki, this dude right here, he's been doing this for years. Why didn't somebody do that? And God clearly told me, for such a time as this, because I want you to use your platform to expose wicked Michelle. Absolutely. She is David as a female. That woman is David E. Taylor as a female. She ain't gonna get a free pass. When he goes down, she's going down. Trust me. That woman knows so much. I prayed for her. I prayed for her this morning. I prayed for her. I said, God, wake that woman up. Wake her up, because she needs to be awake, because she knows so much about David E. Taylor, but she thinks that he's the fourth person in the Godhead. She thinks that you can't talk nothing bad about this man or you're going to die. That's what they've done. If you go against what he says, you're going to die. Guess what? David E. Taylor is nothing. He is zero. He's I'm going to say a sinner saved by grace, but what he's acting, he ain't acting like he's saved.
Oh, no.
But he's just like us, y'all. He's not somebody he's not Jesus' best friend. Get that out of your head. He is not Jesus' best friend, because Jesus' best friend don't act like that. Jesus' best friend, if you hang around Jesus, you're going to be like Jesus. You're going to act like Jesus. You're going to portray the attributes of Jesus. This man has nothing. He has no attributes of Jesus. He shows no love. He has no passion. Now, let me just tell you something. I talked to a preacher earlier tonight, and he said one thing about David. When you see him, he gives you this, he always says, what does he say? He has this false humility. He says,
he said it can make you feel good.
Yeah, but he said something. No. He just said something about I'm humble. That's what he says. If you say something to David, like, I enjoyed your message, he says, I'm humbled. He gives this false humility.
Right.
I'm humbled. And so people see, he comes on that platform and he cries these fake tears. Let me tell you something. He's an actor. Did you know that in the Bible it talks about in the last days there'll be a strong delusion. You'll believe a lie and be damned. And let me tell you guys, look in my eyes right now. David E. Taylor is a lie.
Yes.
His so-called ministry is a lie.
Yes,
he is not speaking truth. He is not the best friend with Jesus. He is not the best friend with Jesus. He does not spend time with God. Because if you spend time with God, you're going to have some attributes of Jesus. You're going to talk like Jesus. You're going to walk like Jesus. You're going to live your life like you want to please Jesus. I asked him one time, I said, listen, how can you do what you do? Because now I'm with him. How do you sleep with me? I didn't know he sleep with other women. I didn't know that. I thought it was wrong. I was feeling bad. He said, well, for one thing, we're going to get married. Plus, he said, I repent every day. Now, repent means to turn away, right?
Yeah.
Turn away. Means to turn away. Not repeat. Repent means to repent. To turn away, not to repeat. And so, I asked him many times when I was with him, but he's a reprobate mind. And somebody says, well, he shuts in for that month or so. And listen, when he was shut in January, guess what? He was not with Jesus. He was with me. He was all these other. He spends so much time. He does not. In fact, I told him in November, listen to this. I said, well, if I'm not going to see you in December, I said, well, Michelle says your January is just booked up. He said, don't believe anything she says. That's what he told me. Don't believe what Michelle says. So Michelle's like, because she said, his January, he's booked. He's going to be in Australia. Well, guess what? Australia called me. Well, they didn't call me. They reached out to me on Facebook. And both of his dates in Australia canceled. Now, he's going to tell you this, that God told him not to do overseas because, he has a heart for America. Well, if he has a heart for America, what about all the women you're hurting, all the sheep you're hurting? So he says he canceled Australia. That's a lie. See, when you lie in one thing, you just lie. He does a lie. Right. A big lie. Australia canceled them. Several other countries have canceled them. They reached out to me and said, Vicki, we want to talk to you. What's the truth? Well, I said, you watched my confession video. Yes, I did. You watched his rebuttal. Yes, I did. Who do you believe? I believe you.
Yeah.
Because who's going to get out on social media? Who's going to get out on social media and say, listen, I'm confessing to a 16-month sexual relationship with David E. Taylor. He took bad pictures. I took bad pictures of myself, and I sent to him, and it not be true. Why would I do that? Y'all, some of you that are watching, they're on the fence. Why would I do that? Why would I put myself out there? Listen, he ain't the most handsome person in the world. Look at him. Look at the man. But he seduced me. Definitely seduced me. And all you women know how he does that. He comes through Facebook, but he didn't come through me that way. He came through me when I sang at one of his meetings down in New Orleans, and he came right at me. And no, I did not chase that man. He's not even my type. He's not even, look at him. Just look at this man. There's nothing attractive to him at all. Listen, my guest is coming on, and so when he gets done, I'll sing, okay? This is Micah. Hello, Micah.
Hi, Vicki. How are you?
I am so blessed. Listen, I was just getting fired up on this Facebook Live right now. I'm telling you something. I am ready for the devil to be defeated. I am ready for people to walk in freedom and away from the mind control. And I just met you tonight over the phone, and I just want you, I don't know you, but what I want you to do, I want you to share where you fit in with this JMMI and the David E. Taylor.
Well, I want to tell you first off, thank you for having me on this show. It really was. We only spoke maybe 2 to 3 minutes, maybe like 30 minutes ago.
Right.
It's one of those things that it was not planned, and it happened. So there has to be a greater reason for it. I believe in that. It's really my heart to be on your show tonight for no other reason that perhaps, because I can only tell my experience.
Right.
I hope that in sharing my experience that there's a measure of truth and there's a measure of hope and strength that can help someone that may listen now, may tune in later, that is struggling, that's in this place to where they are questioning everything and really need an answer. Because, it can get so bad to the point to where you can be so full of questions that you lose your mind. You become unstable, you become unsettled, and all of that.
Can you speak up just a little bit louder?
Yeah. Well, I said, can you hear me now? Is that okay?
Yeah, that's better.
That better? Right. I said, you can get to a point to where you question so much in life, and especially when we talk about our faith and what we believe, that you can literally lose your mind. That it can become so bad. And I know that there are people right now that are trapped in ministries. They are trapped underneath leadership that have them in a place to where they are in a state of being in a question, And I'm not going to get too much biblical. I don't throw too many scriptures out because I want to keep my message, just as clear as I can. Yeah. But don't be surprised if some stuff come out.
That's
because
okay.
I still don't know work.
That's okay. We love it.
But, it's my prayer. It's my prayer that whatever said, it blesses and be to help and it's to support. Mm-hmm. But to give you some of the background, I was a part of David's ministry before it became JMMI.
Okay.
This is a time, and we're talking right around maybe 1999, all the way from 1999 to 2006.
Okay.
When, me and my wife at the time, we were able to, escape and have some freedom. At this time, it was called Resurrection Media Ministries. David was operating in St. Louis, Missouri, after a very well-placed and strategic 3-day revival that, from what we were told at the time, went for quite a long time. It birthed a group of supporters in inner circle that stood around to say we want to try to help build this ministry. And I came apart maybe around 1999, me and my wife at the time. And I'm going to tell the story like anybody who would say, I have a heart for God. So let's start at the beginning part.
Yeah.
Why does a person want to give themselves to a life of full-time service and dedication and ministry? We're not talking about just going to church on Sunday. Go to church for an hour every Sunday faithfully. The equivalent of what? 54 hours, 2.75 days out of 365 days of the year. You can't live nothing of no spiritual life out of that. There comes a point in time to where you come to a place to where you say, I want to have something more. I want to experience something more. I have a passion and a heart for God. I have a passion for his people. And even in that moment where someone might experience that, their eyes may become open or they want to try to seek for something more, to do something more, to be used more. And so that was my experience as a young man, growing up in a Pentecostal church, growing up in in the apostolic faith, growing up in a way of holiness that has its own issues and its right, but the foundation still is solid and true. Because none of the mess that we hear out today would even be tolerated. Not a portion of it. This filthiness is going on in these churches today. But I'm not going to try to rant on that. I'm just going to try to keep to the story. But anyway, though. So I remember seeing a billboard, and I remember seeing the promotion of this man and what this ministry was. And I was intrigued by it and went to one of the services. And true enough, the experience was genuine. It was genuine. But here's what made it genuine. It wasn't what the person was given. It was my desire for what I wanted from God. It was my desire. When I was looking out, I wanted to be a part of something. And I look back over in time, and God can use anybody anywhere. Right. But it's that very desire. It's that very desire to say, I want to do something for God. Where someone who wants to sell you something on behalf of God can easily take advantage of. Easily. Right. If I know that the greatest thing all you want is an opportunity to be known and validated by God on high, to say you called to do this and you were known to do that, and somebody comes along and has the appearance that they can validate that, yeah, you will go. You will. For all those who want to wonder, well, how these people, get caught up in all this? Well, go back and ask some Europeans, some Germans under Hitler's rule. They thought they were doing the right thing, and look what history tells about him.
Wow.
But let me try to stay on track, Vic. I'm so sorry. This was unplanned. This is unscripted.
Go ahead, just keep going. We just want you to share what you know. We want to expose the wickedness of this man and this cult.
So, after being in the place when you're in a type of ministry that's controlled. So let's talk about witchcraft. Let's talk about manipulation. Let's talk about narcissism all in the church. The screens that hide all the stuff behind the closed doors. So you come in and you talk to things at the level of service. You have to understand humility. You have to understand sacrifice, because after all, you're trying to pay a price for something to be on your life. This is what you're told. You're told that when you come in, you need to lose all your pride. You need to lose all of the ego. You need to understand what it is to be a servant. Then you manipulate it by the castration of the scriptures and say, well, no, how you going to say you love God? You can't say him, but then you can't love a man that you see right here. And the greatest amongst him is the service of all. So you need to be practicing on your servanthood. You obviously not ready to be used by God because you can't be used by me. I need you to do this. So then a person says, okay, let me prove that I want to be of service and value to God. Let me humble myself. So, yeah, I do things that maybe seem rather extraordinary. So when it comes from maybe just carrying the preacher's Bible into the service before the pastor exits the pulpit, or before making sure that everything is set up, now you find yourself attending to personal needs, providing food and comfort, means of life that a person could naturally do in their very own state. but then you find yourself in deep level of service. And the more committed you are to being of service without question, which is supposed to demonstrate faith, the more you become the ideal target for these predatory preachers.
That's right.
You become a target. You begin to become and spend intimate time behind closed doors where you're sharing secrets of your hearts. And it's not prophetic. It's just good paying attention to details. If I keep asking you, well, what happened to you? Why did it happen? Yeah, I see this. Well, of course you do. It was just exposed to you. Because if I expose my heart to you to the fullest degree, you now have an advantage over me because you know me better than I do. Well, we can say all day long, well, every man of God woman ain't like that, and that's true. But for those that are, it's the playbook. It's the strategic control witchcraft playbook. I get you to open up to me. Now, therefore, I have access to you to a way that you don't know.
That's so true. Woo, that's true.
So you take that tutelage and you take that with content service, because remember, this is full-time ministry, so this is without pay. This is without any type of financial reward, because you, after all, you're obligated to know, or just the scripture flip, that's what I call it. You got to live by faith. Don't you believe God can provide your needs? Well, what about if the man don't work, you don't eat? Well, you are working. You're working here. You're giving your service here. And so you agree to humble yourself. You agree to fall to the greatest level of character. And by all means, I don't want to discourage anybody from paying a spiritual price. But let it come through the proper characteristics of character.
Right.
Let it come through character. I can fast 2-3 days a year. I'll fast and ask God to bless prayers to be answered, things like that. But should my children have to? When I'm able to go and get food and provide for them by just having maybe a part-time job in the ministry? But no, that would be considered an act of rebellion. Remember, here's the other thing. Rebellion. Being rebellious, being defiant. These are the terms when we want to isolate somebody and set them apart from the other group to make them an example so that nobody else does what they're doing. You lose your status.
That's right.
The closer you are to the leader, apparently you must be close to God. Because remember, they have something that nobody else has. And so when you talk about, and I'm talking in a very high-level, broad text, but for those that are listening, they know exactly what I'm talking about. For those that live it on an everyday basis, they know exactly what I'm talking about. The people that hear my voice right now, trust me, they know what I'm talking about. So then you talk about you got to cover your leadership. You got to cover the man and woman of God. You got to pray for them. You can't let them be exposed, because that's just like the devilish nature of the enemy. This is the foolishness that the devil's not concerned about nobody's car. He can't even drive. He's not concerned about donating nobody's job because he don't go to work. He's concerned about entering and infiltrating the mind of a person. It's the negativity. It's the fear. If you're in a ministry or you're in a church where you are afraid, you can't speak your voice, you have uncertainties, but you feel you'll be ridiculed to share them.
You can't question anything.
You can't question anything. Absolute 100% unadulterated, unequivocal loyalty.
Yep.
But then yet you're asked to cover and don't expose nothing out of love. Well, if there's nothing to be said, well, I got to cover something.
Exactly.
So when the preacher goes behind the closed doors because he's just counseling in broad daylight, and you're asked to be a good armor bearer and stand there, be guard. And you are not the purest of heart because you're just praying that whoever he's talking to is all right. All the while, there's all type of sexual immorality going on. All type of money exchanges and deals being cut between this ministry and that ministry, or this man and that woman. This type of stuff that he did.
My God.
He was a person back then who was overly authoritarian, too overly consumed of his own self-awareness. Here it is. I have a name. I shared it with you. I'm not afraid to. But if I can't call you by your first name and there's a fear of retribution if I don't put your title on it, you're more aware of yourself than I am. They call that's self-absorbed. That's self-centeredness. It's a characteristic trait of, where's the humility in that? It's just so bad. So I'll give you some quick rundowns on a lot of things. So 1999, 2000, 2001, all the way up to 2006. And I really did. And I have to say, I really did. I wanted to, I looked up to him. I looked up to him as a leader and as a man because he from an appearance standpoint, it seemed quite attractive. Because it looked from the outside, it looked like, wow, here is someone that is young, loves God, has something extraordinary, and wants to do that. Because don't get me wrong, the people, they were genuine, sincere. They paid the price on their knees. They paid the price of fasting. They paid the price in prayer. And I won't even go into all the different things I did. I did a lot of significant things that I do believe God holds to my account today. But it's the things that I didn't do that I regret. It's the times when he would take me with him and he would be in questionable situations, going over females' houses at inappropriate times, in closed doors.
My God.
And I thought I was being a good servant, a good son, spiritual son. Surely could nothing be going on. I must be wrong for even thinking that. All of this, and all of the while, in my heart and my mind, it was God trying to help me see. Trying to help me see what I couldn't see.
Oh, God.
How many women that I know of during this time frame, and I'm not even talking about the people that may be affiliated with them now. I'm talking about the people that I know, the stories of people that were friends that I had in the ministry at the time. I was married during that time. And I had an extraordinary marriage, a love affair that will be storybook. Anybody that knows me and knew my ex-wife at that time, back then, would tell you. So why would a leader say something like, what, you're too weak, you're too passive, you're more of an Ahab spirit, you're too close to your wife, you're not going to be able to stand as a man of God. Who tells a husband when the word says, y'all two are one, that you're too close to the one? How do you formulate those words and justify them as a spiritual leader? How can you put a division sign to where a multiplication of plus signs should be? But if you ask anybody, this was common. Any bond that was stronger had to be separated. So husbands, if they love their wives, like Christ loved the church, you love them too much. You got to be more of a servant. When you stand before God, you stand before by yourself. And okay, I get that. Okay, that's a gift. But we're not in heaven right now. We on earth.
My God.
It is a union, and it's a divine union where two people come into the deepest level of agreement. Where you count it as a shortcoming or a liability when it comes to serving the man or the woman of God. So marriage was destroyed.
Was your marriage destroyed? Was your marriage destroyed while you were in that ministry?
It was. Even though me and her at the time made our exodus around 2006, it was just the effect of the damage.
My God.
And it took its toll. And those are one of the things I regret. And I said part of the reason I'm even speaking on my voice right now is just to show my credence and my appreciation, because she was an amazing woman to come forth at a time where everybody else feared death and judgment. You have to understand, when you're told you'll be judged for challenging me, you'll be judged for being rebellious about what this is. You don't want to. No one who loves God wants to risk him being angry with them. See, I get it. All the people that's confused about it, don't get it twisted. Let me set the record straight. It ain't about if he loves you. Sometimes you just want to know, do God like me? Do you like me? We have to have a understanding and an openness to where I know my relationship is one that is pleasing. Yeah, am I pleasing God? Am my decision pleasing him? Yes, okay, am I serving him? But God, are you all right with me just today? If I don't go out the house and I sit in here all day long, are you going to be okay with me? Because he's personal like that. And we try to make him something so much more. A leader who's manipulative will always try to take the simple and make it complex. Then take the complex and make it so simple. But for the truth of it was, it was damaged as a direct result of that. I really attribute that. See, I wasn't, let me put it like this. I didn't cheat on my wife when I was in ministry.
Right.
Was I tempted? Yeah. There were moments of time I got close to people, felt certain moments of attraction, but I loved her. Did I love God? Yes. But what would God be pleased with me? That I loved her. I don't think he can say that. You know, did I steal money from people? No, I gave up everything I had just to be a part of that.
Wow.
Appropriating any funds that I had the right way, anything. It was great for every dime because I didn't have anything for the wife and for the child. I don't think he can say that. Did I abuse people on the pulpit, speak down, or be discouraged and not lift up or build up anybody, even when I was in a pastoral role? No. Talk to anybody from that era. Talk to anybody from that past, and they'll tell you. No, Michael was a good man. I don't think he can say that. I feel bad about some friends of mine that came apart and became affiliated during that time that I believe was maybe kind of following me because, once again, God was doing some things in my life and using me in a certain way, but it came from a place trying to seek him.
Yeah.
It's just that sometimes people can get in the way. I mean, think about it. That's what's the fault with the Catholic Church. Priests been getting in the way of people trying to get a hold of God with the Catholic Church for I don't know how long.
Yes.
No disrespect to the Catholic Church, but yeah, that's why we got these little altar boys right now coming out about stuff that didn't happen to them.
Yes, you're right.
I mean, let's just put it out there and really be real. You know, if you're going to know the truth and the truth going to make you free, you have to hear the truth out your own mouth, from your own words, that speak the clarity from your own soul, that let you really see what it is you need to see. I was hurt. I was confused. I was manipulated.
Yeah.
And I was so fearful that I turned a deaf ear and a deaf eye to certain things so that anybody, I would encourage you, if you do question, you have the right to.
Yes.
You have the right to ask, is this really what this is?
Yeah.
If you're afraid, God ain't giving you no spirit of fear. Now, that's what the Bible says.
Yeah, what the Bible says.
So
you're right.
Seeing things that seem wrong. Feeling things that seem wrong. And there are people that are hurting, that are confused. There are women that are being destroyed, possibly men that are being destroyed. I know it's families that are being destroyed. And mind you, there are children that are being born throughout these times. The impact of what happened to me resonated for years. For years. Because the only thing in my heart that I always wanted was to please God. Yeah. And that, so you say, well, all I want to please God. And all of the potential was taken from me. I had my own free will in a lot of choices, and everybody does. And Vicki, you understand? I can say that. You can understand that. But the potential of what could have been was taken. That's the place that the leader has. If a leader has vision, when they begin to spew their filthiness of their vision and their garbage over your life and what they see, you begin to, you subscribe to it. You begin to become mesmerized by it. Now your potential becomes their potential. They see for you what you should be and do. And it's always through the opposites of what can serve and best benefit them. There are people that just need to be, and I was one of them. I don't feel that way about myself today. And it's taken about 15 years to just get to a place where I can just talk about it and say, I was hurt by him. I was manipulated by him. He was not a spiritual father. He wasn't even listen, let me break it down a little bit more level. He wasn't even a friend. A human being who supposedly believes in the same God I do.
My God.
Who subscribes to the same level of humanity that I do. And would do the things that he did. We talking one-on-one now, because people remember I walk close with him. You're not even a friend. I can't call you no friend. I can forgive you, but that's for me.
My God.
But now I'm going to call it what it is. You're not a friend. I'm not going to even address the titleship. I'm talking about just a basic human being. Not a friend. No concern. How do I explain the impact of this to my children?
Yes.
Daddy, why you the way you are? How do I explain that to them? How do I tell them about the countless hours staying up in service? Countless hours of trying to safeguard and protect the man who knowingly repeatedly, consistently engaged in everything hypocritically against what you preach about in the pulpit.
Yes.
How do I explain to them when I try to teach them about character? How do I explain that?
My God.
Hell, what does it all really mean? If nothing else, I have learned this out of my own experience.
Jesus.
The church no longer demands rigorous honesty.
Right.
That word truth, when Jesus said, you know the truth is absolute.
Yeah.
See, the truth is true in the past, in the present, and in the future. That means eternally. It's not even of this natural space. It's ethereal. It's spiritual. It's going to be that way. So when we talk about this story 10 years from now, guess what? I'm going to be like, yep, he did it. And it still is real yesterday as it is today. And until someone dedicates to do it right and making amends, a simple omission of that, I was wrong. I did wrong. I am sorry. A lot of hearts ain't going to be healed. A lot of people gave their life savings. A lot of people, sold away. There are a lot of marriages right now that are in turbulence.
They haven't recovered. They have not recovered.
Haven't recovered, on the verge of collapse even as we speak, because one is being allured away by wanting to understand and know the truth. And it's real simple. If you didn't do it, speak the truth on it. If you did do it, speak the truth on it. And give a person a right to decide and choose.
Exactly.
Even God grants us free will. He don't lie to us at all. He doesn't hide behind closed doors at all.
Yes.
He doesn't leave his own self up to private interpretation.
Right.
And he doesn't eliminate the practical and the simple out of the spiritual. They are hand in hand. They're like the opposite sides of the same coin. Would I embrace a visitation? Because I know that's part of the end of this ministry right now from Jesus. Yes, I would. But the truth of the matter is, I'm going to be more so concerned about man. And do I really deserve it? Am I worthy of it? What is he going to say to me? And if he says it and he shows me who he is, am I going to change? What am I going to do with it? Am I really going to live the same way?
Right.
All right, there you go.
That's good.
What listen, I can see the president. That don't necessarily mean I'm going to change from Republican to Democrat.
Right. Right.
It's the character.
Right.
It's the character. I don't understand when the lack of character that is attractive beyond promotion in the church. When is that going to ever come back? Because even when I get off this call with you all, even when I leave from this one, I still have to be responsible. I still have children to take care of.
Yes.
I can remember you such of a pain where
You there? Oh, hang on one sec. We'll be right back. We don't hear you. No, we don't hear him. Oh, okay, I got it. He's talking to somebody. Hang on. He'll be right back, y'all. My neck is hurting, y'all. I got a little soreness back here, so if you see me doing this. They're commenting on my neck right now. They're all telling me stuff about my neck. Yes, I need a massage. Let me see if he's still talking. He's talking. Hello? We can't hear you. We haven't heard you in a few minutes. Hello? Hello? I had to hang up on him.
Oh.
I had to hang up on him because he's not, I can call him right back. For some reason, we lost him. I'll hold it for a while. Ice and heat, okay.
hello, is everyone there?
Yeah, we hadn't heard heard you for the last 2 minutes. Something happened to the volume, so I don't know if you were still talking or what.
Bless the Lord, brother. You're back. We're ready to roll again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Hey, guest, how are you, sir? Don't know who you are, but I'm glad to
That's
meet you.
Hank.
Wonderful. Yeah, we lost about the last 2 minutes.
Okay, go ahead.
It's quite all right. Yeah, something happened. It's okay though. But just to kind of summarize to it, my experience is one, he during this time, now I'll speak about the person in the factual, but then I'll kind of keep the focus on, about not about who's right or who's wrong, but about what's right and what's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So the examples that I share, they are all real to me. So if I say nothing else to an individual, my marriage was destroyed. My friendships today still haven't been fully repaired.
It's awful.
The amount of resources, money, time given, it was given, and I do believe God has blessed me and will bring those rewards back around.
Yes.
But what I can say is this: the price he did not require. Sometimes people can add some extra self-tax onto the price God has for you to pay for what he wants you to do.
Mm.
The price I had to pay, God didn't fully require that.
Mm.
They've added some additional taxation on that. He added some additional fleecing onto that.
Oh my God, none of this is crazy.
See, do you need to pray? You need to live a holy and a solemn life, a respectful life, a witness of the highest level of character. Absolutely. The bishop must be blameless. Absolutely. It should be the standard we strive for. But not at the expense to where you lose your sanity, you lose all integrity, you lose all accountability, and you lose all impact to anyone's life, especially starting with those in your own household.
Yes.
And once again, the people that hearing this, they know, whoever this is meant for, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, but listen, let's take a shift here. Any questions you have? So maybe some specific questions.
I want to,
give some of it.
this is personal, so if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to, but we're just being real. So in your relationship with you were divorced. Did David come after a lot of the staff members' wives while you were there, or was it just when he would go out to minister, or within the staff? Was he sleeping with staff members, women?
Yes, he was.
Wives?
Yes, he was.
People's wives?
Yes, he was.
And the people?
Man. I just hear there's so many marriages. I know a lot of marriages are broken up right now, but I know back in St. Louis, they said there's just so many marriages that he destroyed.
Yes, and for the sake of anonymity, I won't reveal any names of any people. But what I will not do is say that it was an alleged issue.
Yeah.
I won't say that at all because I know it was true. I know for a fact it was true.
My God, so sad. So sad.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, it's not about this is a weakness. I'm on the road. I'm away from home and family. That's no excuse.
Yeah.
If God can't bless a pastor who's married to take his wife with him on the road, you probably need to stay at home.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Did you know, I told David that because, I thought I was going to marry him. And everything. And I said, listen, if I got a place to go sing, you're going with me. If you go on the road to minister, I'm going with you. I told him that. And I don't remember what he said because, our relationship was nothing but a fraud anyway. But in my mind, I said, listen, that's not we're going to be together. And it's crazy because I was with him for 16 months and I thought that he's so good at this. He's so manipulative. He's so convincing. I thought I was the only woman to find out there's 42 others that's come forward. How many haven't come forward?
It's necessary that everyone, listen to this, it's necessary that everyone think that they're the only one. It cannot work one is in agreement that, oh yeah, I know I'm number 3 in the line. I mean, after all, this isn't Old Testament concubine here. This is modern day society.
Right.
You know, sometimes, and people that don't understand, when you talk about a cult mentality, when you talk about narcissism and borderline sociopath, when you talk about manipulation and control, if you just want to break it down to the brass tacks in the church, we're talking about just deep level witchcraft and spiritual abuse. When there are many parents that have told their children one lie and behind closed doors did something else. There's many a drug addict who is told or made it a spouse, no, I'm clean, I'm fine, I'm doing good, and just to be using behind closed doors. It's not about being found. It's about the fact he didn't want to be found out.
Right.
So you have to become exclusive. Everybody must believe that they are the only one.
Be quiet about it. Don't share it.
Don't share it. Don't say nothing about it. This is secret. It's just between me and you. No one could ever know. I feel bad about this. Well, you probably do for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know? But so how much more would you have to feel bad like when David did Uriah? Let's take it to the Bible for a second. The story is always overlaid about David and Bathsheba. You know, he did. He watched her from afar. He lusted after her. He wanted her. He was a man in position of power. He was influential, you know. He's moving in the ranks of the whole kingdom at this time. Now, he has Uriah, second in command. Sounds familiar. Right by his side. Sounds familiar. Totally 100% obedient. Firing on the front lines, fighting against a battle against any other heathenistic and Gentile nation. Sounds real familiar to me. Has a note sent to him to say, I need you to go away. Not only go away, but go to the front, because I already know you're going to die. Because that's the only way I can keep her believing she's the only one. Now, that story, we don't doubt that, right?
Right.
Yeah, he is a man after God's own heart. Don't take nothing away from that. I'm not disputing the validity of the scriptures. What I'm saying is, it's very possible that people who become addicted and absorbed with power won't see anything wrong when they take and they usurp and they take from other people, because that's what powerful people do. They no longer feel the need to earn anything. It belongs to them. And so that's the complication. So that's the mentality. Now, that's right there. That's David. That's Uriah. So I understand very well what that feels like. I understand very well what that feels like. To be sent away, to be overly worked, to be fully distracted so that I couldn't attend to perhaps what was mine. All the while, somebody else trying to ease up on what was. That happened. That's a fact. The only difference is, ain't nobody kill me, and trust me, ain't nobody gonna kill me no time soon.
That's right.
Now, this ain't no church talk right now. I wish somebody would, for real. It's a different story today.
No.
But anyway, though, praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord. Can I ask you this? We're getting some questions on here, and we try and be open and honest on here. And if there's a question I asked you that you don't want to answer, you can say, I'd rather not, okay? But someone is asking, a lot of these people on here, some are still with JMMI, okay? I know that for a fact. We've got some of the people inside that are watching. I know that for a fact. So they're, in your recollection, do you remember or hear that he was with any men? That was, we've had several people ask that question.
I never saw him with any man. I never saw him engage in anything questionable. When he would go behind the closed doors, it was always with a woman.
Okay.
Now, I've seen him harshly rebuke men to their face. I've seen him publicly embarrass them in front of their wives and their family. I've seen him publicly humiliate people. He's done it to me several times.
Wow.
I've seen him point his finger at people's foreheads, push and shove a few. I've seen him yell, be very violent in the audible tone in a sense with the men in his staff. I mean, after all, you got to break down the warrior class, right? The nature of a man would be to fight and defend. So he, first of all, has to be broken. He becomes a derelict, and he becomes an embarrassment to the woman right there in front of him. So now his stature grows up. He looks better to her than the one she's with. But as far as him being sexually involved, I don't know. I've heard things that perhaps has occurred.
Yeah, we've had a lot of things. Have some people wanting to come forward, but they're afraid to right now. But you share with us that's what this is all about, truth. We're not fabricating anything on our nightly lives.
No,
We're sharing truths. People that are speaking. I've spoken truth. I don't get out here and go, oh, what can I lie about David E. Taylor? I don't do that. I'm speaking truth. I don't have to. This is a blockbuster movie. All this stuff. I mean, the stories I hear every day. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. And I have decided to sound the alarm. To not be afraid. I'm not fearful. He told me I was going to get cancer if I spoke out against him. But you know what? David E. Taylor is not God. And God has the final say. And he says, I will live and not die and declare the works of the Lord. And I'm speaking out boldly. I get stronger every day. The hand of God is on this whole movement to shut down JMMI and David E. Taylor. It's got to stop. I hear the cries of women every day. I got women, at least 4 or 5, want to die, kill themselves. Okay, I'm on the phone talking women off the ledge because this man has told them. I'm sorry, Micah, I'm not screaming at you. I'm just getting really excited.
No, you're fine.
But this man has told them that they were going to be his wife. Now, I've got one woman that was really a part of me breaking this whole story. He talked her out of 11 years of alimony because you don't need that because we're going to get married. Okay, knowing that that's not true.
It's so sad because and let's just talk about the connection with a man and a woman, because oftentimes it's that promise. See if a woman believes the promise that a man said.
Right.
Do you love me for real? I promise I do. Mm-hmm. Do you want to be with me for real? I promise I do. Is it complicated? Yes, it's complicated. Is it necessarily right? No, everything ain't right about it, but it doesn't change the fact of how I really feel. Now, what's the only thing that undoes that? If all that's a lie, if you sit up and you lie to somebody in a bold-faced manner, because it's impossible. You can't be in love with multiple people at the same time. You physically can't be in one place but one time.
No.
How can you make time for that? We all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's extraordinary. Another thing for all the people out there, if you're in some type of leadership and that they have no accountability or concept of time, run. That's a tremendous red flag. I know God is eternal, but we're still on here on the earth. Things like that matter, because I guarantee you, don't pay your water bill or your gas bill on time. They're going to cut it off right in time, period. So, but back to that story, yes, these women were probably told this, Vicky, because it's a necessary fantasy. It's a necessary fantasy. It's a fairy tale. It exploits their feelings and their emotions. It exploits their natural inclination to want to open up and to share. Right. Especially when you sit with somebody that has the power to be protective and to cover you. But the truth of the matter is, it's a necessary evil if I want to sleep with you. It's necessary if I want to try to have a relationship with you. If anything physical. And the grief and the shame and the guilt. How could I be so foolish? Why did I do it? I just don't understand. I believed. I trusted. You lied to me. Yeah. Woman scorn. Look it over in Proverbs. It's all there. And I believe that these stories are true. I believe that there are multiple women out there who thought that they were the only one.
Oh, there's hundreds. It's scary. You know how many women, Micah, that's not coming forward. You know what I'm saying? There's so many women not coming forward, but 42 has come forward. So we know there's a lot of people that are embarrassed and,
43 with this morning.
Yeah, 43 with this morning. So it's I lose track.
But seriously though, what is the limit on statutory infidelity for the preacher? Is it 5 women? Is it 7? Yeah. How many do you? What's the allowance for that?
Right.
Hell, if that's the case, go over there and minister to R. Kelly and talk to him, because he surely needs God right now in a way that's remarkable. And if you really got the power like that, he should be able to do something.
Michael, I think one thing that's different from back then in St. Louis is what I've been trying to get across to all these women, that I don't think he used social media like, he's using, they didn't have instant messenger on Facebook.
Exactly.
So what I'm trying to tell these women, you do not find your spiritual father on instant messenger. If he's a predator, if he inboxes you and says, God told me that you're to be my spiritual daughter and you're to be my wife and you need to marry a king, run. You do not find your spiritual father on Facebook.
Amen.
The nature of all communication, even if you want to take it scripturally, has always been face-to-face and voice-to-voice.
Exactly.
Now, he teaches this very clearly about you can't separate the voice of God from the presence of God. So if God's presence is there, his voice is. Okay. But what oftentimes is overlooked and missed is that God's voice is not a very authoritative or demanding or loud. In other words, God don't require volume to be heard. I don't know when it's this. Listen, he doesn't need volume. He doesn't need to be turned up for clarity. He's elemental truth. Anything he says is going to be clear. The smallest intuition is going to be clear. Question mark. A man can say the full sentence. God come on in and just say question mark. That's enough right there. See, we think it has to be elaborate. It doesn't have to be. And don't get me wrong, I get the ploys of it. People want to see the Lord. I get that. Yes. I'm not knocking that. But Jesus told Thomas after he came back and showed people himself, blessed are those who believe and haven't seen. Why would they be more blessed? Because it shows a greater level of character and faith.
Right.
I'm just so to kind of chime in on the women stuff, and then kind of you can get some questions that you need to from the people or whatever. I don't do social media. It's not something. I came at the end of the generation, but at this time, early 1990s, we were just coming to the bar. I think maybe MySpace was the hottest thing.
Yeah.
But the church hadn't really utilized it as a toolkit for a message of maybe spreading the message, things like that. But here's where the tainted part came in. It's all a method of trying to promote now. See, the church right now, and somebody like him, everything about him is promotional. I watched one of the clips that's come on one of the network channels, maybe recently. And all I could just think to myself was simply, this is nothing but a well-placed info commercial.
Yep.
Yeah.
I ain't heard a word yet. I haven't heard the scripture yet. I haven't seen anybody, not talking about the sick and diseased who need the miraculous. I'm talking about simple people who just help somebody across the street. Simple, basic levels of humanity showing compassion. Stuff that lasts forever. Ain't even that. Not to mention all this foolishness that's being spilled out over the media with children stabbing a parents in the back. Words honor our father and our mother, which is the first command with promise, because ain't no honor in that. I don't even know what the hell that was. That was a BS, but I ain't gonna curse on your show.
All right.
That's really what that was. Because let me try to calm down. You can imagine that.
I want to say one thing to everyone. The Detroit FBI wants to hear from you. So if you live in that area, you need to call 1-313-965-2323, and it's on the feed there. So if you live in the Detroit area, share. They want to hear your story. Okay. So it's 313-965-2323. Okay, go ahead.
And we're exposing.
No, I hate to say this, but then again, I'm not sorry about saying it.
No, don't be sorry. We're exposing.
You mean to tell me Detroit, city in Michigan, and the people currently right now in Flint, Michigan, are still in elements of degradation because of their lack of actual water supply? And you mean ain't nobody prayed and changed no bitter water to sweet yet?
He's supposed to be there, Mr. Miracle Man. Sorry.
I say that to show a relevance of what really matters. What really matters. When you have people who are actually suffering in your own space, you can visibly, physically touch them, and yet you can't be found.
That's awful.
Awful.
You got time to send texts and tweets. You got time to send Instagram or whatever messages out there.
Oh, the inbox messages that he sends out to these women are so X-rated. I was going to post one today. I was doing too many, little blackouts on it. I said I can't even post this one. This guy is filth. You won't believe the stuff that he sends out to these women. One woman told me, she says, Vicki, I just asked them for prayer, and I get back this real explicit texts about if she was doing stuff to herself, thinking about him, that kind of stuff. And she inboxed him for prayer. So, the messages, I have hundreds. No, how can all the women lie? He does these copy and paste things to this women, tell them, listen, you need a king, you're going to marry me, I want you to be my wife, I want you to be my spiritual daughter. So he's got this women's conference coming up in March, second week of March, and it's Daughters of Destiny. Let me tell you something. I could probably put my life on it that 99.9% of those women are sleeping with him. And that's really how he built his women's conference, because he's been, preying, P-R-E-Y, preying on women with instant messenger. And what he does, he tells them he wants them to be their spiritual daughter. He gets them to the women's conference. Now, all these women are sitting there at the women's conference. They think they're the only one. They're going to be first lady of JMMI. They're sitting there thinking they're just going to be the one, and yet he's sleeping with all of his spiritual daughters. That's how he gets his women's conference. Now, Micah, I figured out how he gets a crowd. You want to know how he gets a crowd? Not because of the miracles, because really, there's no you don't ever hear him actually show or follow up on any miracles. I think one guy got his taste back. I mean, nothing significant, and he tells a lot of the women that Benny Hinn is a spiritual father. Well, I text Suzanne Hinn, and she called me the other night. I said, I think Benny needs to make a public statement that he has no connection. Benny Hinn, let me just, for the record, he does not know who David Taylor is. And David Taylor told so many people that Benny Hinn's a spiritual father. That is not true. That's another lie. So, so I told he needs to probably make a public statement, because he's telling everybody, that he's a spiritual father, which is totally false.
Well, and let me kind of clarify for the religious sect on that.
Okay.
When we talk about spiritual lineage on, and mind you, and I have to preface this, and Vicki, if you knew some of the people back from St. Louis, I led praise and worship for many years. I understand when you really have the moment where everyone is in unity and everyone is focused and centered on God. I understand the power that comes from true praise and worship, but I also know that it is a very skillful shroud to the one who wants to use it and piggyback off of something that they don't originally have.
Yep.
That's true.
And I wish I could go into it.
He wants to be Benny Hinn.
I had to let all of the songs go. I had to, let all of that go.
Yes.
That's a part when I talk about potential. But to speak to the whole spirituality thing, this is what I mean by that. If someone were to ask me, okay, well, who's your spiritual father? It would be clear to me that I would say to them, well, the place where I served at was somebody who I was accountable to gave me and released me out and to do what I'm doing.
Right.
See, when you let's chalk them up. Top 10 red flags. Red flag number 3.
Yeah.
If nobody speaks up for you, you a bastard.
Mm-hmm.
That means nobody claims you.
That's so true.
Where's your mother at spiritually?
Uh-huh.
Where's your father at spiritually? Nobody's coming to your rescue. Nobody owns you. Yeah, then you don't have one.
Right.
My God.
I hate to say it like that, but I'll say it again. If nobody has, if your leadership has no present authority that you can access directly, who is actively engaged in the operations on the day-to-day and on the larger scale, then you a bastard.
Yep.
You left to your own devices. Now that's the Bible.
That's the Bible. Yep.
And any daughters that comes, supposed daughters that comes to the Daughters of Destiny, are going to end up and be the daughters of doom.
That's right, because they're blinded. Because they all told him, he's told all of them that they're going to be his wife, and that's what's so frustrating. Because I got women that don't even want to live. He's held up one woman when we first came out for 5 years, and she's a young woman. And when she told me, this is what she told me, Micah. She said, "Well, what are you talking about? We're supposed to be buying a house in Chicago this week." I'm like, "Well, honey, that's a lie. You're not getting a house." Well, I've been with him 5 years. No, well, you didn't, maybe so, but he's got all these other women. So devastated, like, oh my God, I had another one. She's like, I don't want to live. because they're thinking that this man is, because you know, Micah, I mean, you're not a woman, but let me tell you something. The things that he told me, I never heard from a boyfriend. I never heard from my husband. It was like amazing. It was amazing, the things that he would tell me. I would ask him about, I said, David, you have all these beautiful women, which I didn't know that he's sleeping with them. All these beautiful women that come to your women's conference. I said, man, next time I go, I'm going to stand up and say you're mine. He just laughed. And he said, look at you, Vicky. Just look at you, Vicky. Just look at yourself. So he said, there's nobody. They can't even compete with you. What he said, and sometimes I would ask him about different things. He said, you know what? You're unstable. That was one thing. And a lot of women said that when you'd question about things, he'd say, you know what? The Bible talks about being unstable. He said, you're unstable. And then I would go, well, maybe I am unstable. Maybe I shouldn't be asking him these things, you know. And you just play with your mind.
Let me say this, because this is really going to hit home. And I feel your pain. I feel the pain of how, you know, the luring on, you know. And I'm not talking about the weakness of the flesh, you know, because once you kind of believe and you accept that. I'm talking about the whole scheme and the plot that caused you to be a part of what you were, and also the countless other women. But here's a pain that only I can express. You see, I was a good man and a good husband who had a good wife, and that got taken from me by them same vile, uncouth words that were said to her while I was away trying to do what I thought was the right thing. So who gets to take the Micah? Man. It's men who want to be that same one for many women, whoever desire a relationship like that. Someone intruded into my space and kept the one at the time from having what she deserved to have. Yeah. So how many more will be intruded on for this one person who can't be but in one place at one time, but speak to so many all the time?
It's crazy.
How is it? Who will express that pain? Who? People out here want to be something good for one another. Show real love. I mean, hell, church fill with all these old illegitimate kids anyway, because we can't keep no stable relationships. 52% of all relationships in the Christian church today end as a divorce.
Yeah.
But
that's without the help of David E. Taylor.
But you got double-digit women focusing their attention on one man, while the one that they really need and want is out there, but being blindsided because, once again, you got to understand who he think he is. Mm-hmm. It is a travesty, and it is an embarrassment to the name we bear to call ourselves Christians. Yeah. That anybody who can walk so close and have so much closer that you can't find the one for you and be satisfied, as if God can't give you one to satisfy you. So you got to go out and get 3 or 4. Now, mind you, we done already cracked the code on the limit. I mean, I guess every preacher out there, let it be known, you get up to a 5 homies limit, you can go mess around with it up to 5. But after 5, you can speak into the back. This is foolishness at its highest degree.
Jesus.
We haven't even talked about the tragedy in the world. We haven't even talked about the lack of impact. We just talking about this one simple state of foolishness. Mm-hmm. This uncouth behavior that won't nobody that has any influence anywhere in any religious realm. Christendom in the secular arena over in America want to speak out and say again. We not even say call nobody out. Just stick to who's right and who's wrong. Just call this stuff what's right and what's wrong, and just say this is wrong.
Yes.
I just need to hear it. I need to hear it one time. Mm-hmm. This is wrong. If you're a leader and you're doing this, this is wrong. Because you have a higher standard.
That's right.
You have a responsibility.
Now,
I can't fault the sheep. I can't fault the children. You know why? I can't fault the children on the sense. I can say, yeah, you made a bad mistake, child, but the fault don't lie on you, because sons don't make fathers. Fathers make sons.
Right.
Daughters don't make mothers. Mothers make daughters.
That's so good. Now, can I ask you this? A couple more questions, and then we'll let you go. But we'd like to have you back on sometime. You guys, man, you got such an awesome spirit, and we know that you helped so many people tonight. But I have so many people asking, and again, we are all about truth. If you don't know, just say, listen, I don't know, because tomorrow night somebody will say they know this. So I try and get some of the questions in. They're asking, were you for certain, do you know that he went to strip clubs or anything like that?
I've never been with him and he entered into an actual strip club or club.
What about porno?
I've known that he would have another man in the ministry go rent those for him. He would watch those. He had a thing about staying up all night watching movies, endless movies. It's 6, 7 at a time. And I know for a fact, I've never went and rented any personally for him, but I know he sent some of the other men at that time, one man in particular who was very close in his inner circle like that, to go and get those for him and watch them. So yeah, I know that happened for a fact. I know that he was sometimes.
Well, he sent me porno. He would send porno to my phone, just little clips of a man and a woman on top of each other. I get that. I can prove that on my phone that he sent porno to me on my phone, and I don't. It wasn't all the time, but randomly I look at my phone. And oh Jesus, Lord help us! But he would send stuff to me like that.
Here's the fallout that comes from something like this. From the other opposition, their side would be simply to say, these people are lying, they're jealous, they're just that God bless me, I never said these things, I never did that. Okay, that's a very shallow way to bring in defense.
Yeah, it's a lie, it's a lie, no questions asked.
But let's consider the fact for all those that may kind of listen or may chime in or may catch this. I want to propose this. If it was true, what would be the right thing for the leader to do?
Repent and turn away.
One thing the church, I believe, is tremendously failing at when it comes from a place of leadership is the fact that a large portion of repentance has left out what it is to make amends. See, if I do something wrong, if I do something wrong to you, I need to repent. I need to repent to God, yes, but I need to make amends to you. So if I did steal your car, guess what? I need to return you one in better condition. I need to make that right.
Right.
How can all the, Granddad used to always say, well, there's smoke, there's some fire.
Yeah.
So how can all these people say all these things and none of it be true?
Exactly. It's crazy.
But what strikes me is I have yet to hear the individual confess to anything.
No, we're all lying.
Some of it, somewhere, something has to be true. So what do you do? What do you really do? How do you make it right to the person?
Mm-hmm.
So you sleep with the man or wife. How you make it right to that man? You destroy the family. How you make it right to those children? How do you explain to the child the reason why mommy and daddy can't seem to find a closeness anymore? Because every time daddy or mommy go away, you feel like you're getting abandoned too. I'm just putting it out there for the people to really think about.
That's so good.
Because
you're helping somebody.
Because it's necessary. Because the impact into your life, and we can say right now, everything I'm sharing right now is for the sake of my experience and strength and hope that someone can hear it, and maybe it'll cause a seed to be planted. Somebody else will come by and will water it. God will get an increase. But none of it will ever happen unless we share the truth.
That's right. This is all about truth. Setting people free. Setting them free.
Well, listen, I have enjoyed my time with you.
Yes.
Thank you once again for letting me on your show.
You're awesome, and we want you back because I just love your attitude. I just love your spirit, and you explain it so well. And are you remarried?
No. And currently, right now, the truth is I'm actually going through a divorce right now. That's my situation. But
we're going to be praying for you.
Yeah, and it's okay. I'm grateful that it wasn't tainted by this situation because we're talking about 15 years removed. But the truth of the matter is, though, I had to try to reevaluate everything about my own levels of intimacy. Because, see, I don't do well with men in leadership. That's me speaking my truth. I have an issue with men in leadership because of what I experienced with them. I have a confidence issue in my own self-esteem that is taking time to build up as far as how I would stand and how I would defend in my family, my nation, because of what he helped break down.
My God.
So perhaps that could be the result. See, you can never step into the same river twice. And once you throw that stone in the river effect is eternal. So people that think, well, I know, trust me, you think you're dealing with something today, you haven't seen what you're dealing with yet. It hasn't had a chance to grow. It hasn't had a chance to develop a pathology in your thinking that shows up way down the line. And God forbid, by His grace, it don't hit your children.
Oh, God. We'll break that curse.
I'm not even a preacher. I don't even.
You're preaching, man. You're preaching, and you're putting and you're saying HE double hockey sticks every once in a while, and you're still preaching. My Lord, I love it.
I could have gave you way more scripture and stuff, but
you were perfect,
I'm just saying.
and we want you back on here. You know why? I want people on here that's going to help and speak truth, because we got so many people. I know of a man right now. His wife is in this movement, and he's not. And I said, you better fight for your wife, because guess what? Your marriage is about to be over. Because that's what he does. He prides himself in destroying. He prides himself. He does. Because he ends up sleeping with a woman, and he'll ask them if he does it better than the husband. I've heard all kinds of stories. And so I told this gentleman, you better go fast as you can and get your wife.
Yeah.
Well, we love you, and man, I feel like I've known you forever.
Yeah, but listen, I love you too. I'm glad to meet you, sir. Gentlemen over here, glad to meet you all.
Brother, we want to pray over you before you hang up. I just felt it in my spirit. I was in my kitchen, and the Lord said to come and do it.
Over here. Yeah, this is my cousin Hank. Okay.
All right, I will grant you that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, brother.
A person has to be in agreement. If somebody's going to they just going to make themselves lay their hands on you and stuff,
No.
But trust me, Hank is safe. Okay, go ahead.
The Holy Spirit is a gentleman. Go ahead.
Thank you. Amen. Father, tonight, Lord, we thank you for our brother. Lord, I feel his pain.
Jesus,
I feel his hurt.
Jesus.
And you feel it, Father. Right now, God, I believe you're moving into the place where he's at right now. And you're putting your arms around him.
Yes, Jesus.
To tell him that you love him once again, Lord. That you've never left him. You've never forsaken him, Lord.
Yeah.
His heart's still beating for a reason. And God, you have plans for his life. And tonight, Lord, we loose angels from heaven this very hour to go into the place where he's at. Rearrange and change everything that the enemy has brought upon him. The clamp the enemy has put on his mind. I break it right now. We break it in agreement. We agree tonight, all of us on here tonight, we agree the devil's powers are destroyed over you, sir.
In the name of Jesus.
Devil, we take authority over you. Every assignment that you have towards this brother, we break it down in the name of Jesus. And not only that, we destroy it for you to loose your hold from him and never come back again. We send those assignments to the pits of hell. And Father, I thank you that he's going to have a new walk. He's going to have a new bounce in his step. He's going to have a new sparkle in his eye. Hallelujah. Tonight's a new night. When he goes to bed, he's going to wake up in the morning a new man. Hallelujah. God, when his feet touches the floor, he's going to know, God, that your plans for him is going to go forward. And he's saying yes right now. Hallelujah.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
What a word. Hey, listen,
Thank you.
Micah, I would never turn somebody loose on you that don't live the life.
This
is my cousin. He's my strength. He's my rock. He's been by me ever since this happened. He's an awesome man of God. So I wouldn't just let anybody pray over you. Yeah, I know about that. I don't let nobody lay hands. People come lay hands on me. I don't want your nasty spirit on me. But it's hey.
It's okay. I want to thank you, Hank, too. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate it.
Okay, well, I'm going to sing a song.
Bless you, brother.
I'm going to sing a song. Good night, okay? Micah, we'll have you on again if you will. You were great.
Yes.
Thank you all. Take care.
Good night.
All right. I want to sing a song real quick. Something about my praise. Flowers in the field. Y'all share this. Burst forth with blooming, and the wind seems to whisper, He's alive. Even the trees lift their branches high to the heavens above, in perfect harmony with the Creator of the world. But there's just something about my praise He loves, and there's just something about the way I speak His name, Jesus, although hosannas and hallelujahs, they all sung to Him by the angels above. But there's just something about my praise. There's just something about my praise. He loves, the Lord has been so real to me. He's given me a special kind of love. And I have more to thank my Father for than all the angels in heaven above. For I've been for a cleansing, oh Lord, in that crimson stream of blood. And that makes my praise a little something special to the Father above. And just because you're His child, there's just something about my praise. Come on, lift your limbs and praise Him. Don't let a tree out praise you. He loves. And there's just something about the way I speak His name. Jesus, Jesus, although hosannas and hallelujahs, they all sung to Him by the angels above. There's just something about my praise. There's just something about my praise. There's just something about my praise. He loves. Come on, even the trees lift their branches to praise Him. The flowers burst forth with blooming. The wind whispers He's alive. Whispers He's alive. The ocean waters slap against the rocks to applaud Him. Wow! Just visualize that. Visualize that. The ocean waters slapping against the rocks to applaud Him. Yeah. The angels singing hallelujah. But when you begin to sing, when you begin to, nobody can lift their hand the same way you lift your hand. You have a very unique way of how you worship. Nobody can worship like Hank. Nobody can worship like me. Nobody can worship like you. There's just something about your praise He loves. And there's just something about the way I speak His name. Jesus, Jesus, although hosannas and hallelujah, they all sung to Him by the angels above. But there's just something about my praise. There's just something about my praise. There's just something about my praise. He loves. nobody greater. There's nobody greater, Lord. You're a jealous God. I put nobody before you. I bow in your presence. I bow in your presence, Lord. I love you, Lord. I just want to love you. Come on, tell them. I just want to love you. I love you, Lord. I just want to love you. I just want to love you, Lord. You've been so good. You've been so good. Oh, Lord. You've been so good. I just want to love you. I just want to love you. I just want to love you, Lord. I just want to love you, Lord. We worship your majesty, Lord. We worship your majesty, Lord. We make you big tonight. You're bigger than anybody. Lord, forgive us if we put some man before you. You're bigger, you're better. You're the only God we serve. You're the only God we honor. You deserve the glory. You deserve the honor. You deserve the love. We take our eyes off of man right now. We give you all the glory. We give you all the praise. Forgive us, Lord. Forgive us. Forgive me for almost 16 months looking at a man and believing what he thought he was. He was trying to take your place, oh God. He's trying to take your place, but no one will ever take your place in my heart. You are the true, you are the living God. I honor you. Lord, forgive me for putting an idol, putting a man, and believing that everything that he says is real when it's not. It's a fraud, it's a fake. Lord, I just thank you for opening my eyes and opening so many people's eyes even right now. We worship you, Jesus.
Oh, we love you.
That's why I'm willing to do anything I can. Willing to say yes, Lord, when I don't even understand. Willing when there's a price that must be paid. I'm willing to do anything that you say, Lord. Willing, though the pain of loneliness I must bear. I'm willing to give myself anytime or anywhere else. I'm willing.